Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1984 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Toronto Blue Jays at Exhibition Stadium. On the mound for the Tigers, making his season debut, is Jeff Robinson. And pitching for the Blue Jays today is Steve Davis, whose record is 4-3 with a 4.33 ERA. Okay, so we've had two games now that were the complete opposite of each other. We had the pitchers duel that took place on the 19th. It was the last game of the three-game series versus the Yankees. Blyleven was absolutely untouchable in that game. And then we followed that one up with a stinker with Brian Kelly spotted 5 runs in the first inning, and he couldn't hang on to the lead. We gave up a ton to the Blue Jays. They tied it up in the 9th inning against Dave Smith, who blew another save. And then in the top of the 10th, Greg Brock had a 2-run home run to give the Tigers a lead, and then Smith closed it out. So a little bit of a disappointment, although we did get a victory. Brett, Brock, and Ken Smith hit his 12th home run. All three of those players hit home runs in yesterday's game. And now we turn to, now we turn to a rookie, Jeff Robinson, making his first start of the year. This is Jeff M. Robinson. There were 2 Jeff Robinsons during this period of baseball. The other, Jeff D. Robinson, pitched for the Giants. So he will get the start today. We have 5 Tigers listed as tired that would be in the normal lineup. So we're going to go with all backups today. If any game is a game to punt, this is going to be that game. So we'll see how it works out with a full slate of backups in there against Steve Davis, who is their ace on the Blue Jays. So let's go ahead and get today's game started. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe to the channel. We're going to do a deep dive on Jeff Robinson. You may or may not remember, but Jeff Robinson was a phenom for the Tigers during this era. And we're going to go down memory lane on him momentarily. You'll see he's getting the start today. And our bullpen is a little bit in disarray. Smith and Rucker both had to pitch multiple innings. Yesterday, Rucker gave up some runs. I'm starting to worry about him a little bit. So neither one of them will be available, depending on how things fall as the game goes on. If there's a save situation, Montgomery will get this first crack as a right-hander. And, sorry about that. And Keith Comstock will get a save opportunity if we need a lefty. Okay, here's our lineup today. It's kind of goofy. The only player in the lineup that is listed as tired that we could not get out of the game was Kirk Gibson. So Gibby's tired. He's going to be in there today. And as you can see, we've got all the backups in there. Terry Kennedy will be the DH. Parrish will be the catcher. Baker at third. Jody Reed at short. Eddie Miller in there in right field as Wilson, Brock, Trammell, and George Brett all get the day off. So there will be no backups. There'll be no pinch runners today. I mean, we will just go with what we've got. Okay, let's take a look here at the Tigers' official lineup rundown for today's ball game. Batting leadoff in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting second at second base is Lou Whitaker. Batting third in center field is Chet Lemon. Batting cleanup playing first base is Kenny Smith. Batting fifth and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting sixth and DHing is Terry Kennedy. Batting seventh at third base is Doug Baker. Batting eighth playing shortstop is Jody Reed. Batting ninth in right field is Eddie Miller. So many players in so many different positions. We'll talk about that when we go on D. All right, Steve Davis getting the start. He is the staff ace at this point. The 23-year-old lefty is making his 11th start. He's 4-3 with a 4.33 ERA, 42 strikeouts in 68 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .272 against him this year. He does have one complete game. His fastball is his best pitch. It's rated at it tops out at 92 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 45.5%. He's a two-pitch pitcher, both pitches above average. The splitter rated in 82, the fastball rated in 81. Overall rated in 86, and maybe peaking out at around 91. That's a pitcher that will last a long time in the majors. He goes to arbitration at the end of next year. Let's look at his log. He did pitch against us twice already. He got the win on opening day against Detroit, going 7 innings, giving up 3 runs on 7 hits. He did not walk anybody and struck out 4. How could he have been 2-1? Because that's opening day. I don't know. And then on April 13th, I know he did get the win that game. That's for sure. What's this kind of a glitch, right? That was opening day. I don't know. And then on April 13th, he went 6 1/3, giving up 4 runs on 6 hits, walking 4, striking out 7, and somehow he did get the loss in that game. His numbers are wrong here. I don't know how to explain that. Okay, but what I'm saying is true nonetheless. Okay, let's take a look at the Blue Jays defense. Is there any upgrades from yesterday? No, it's all the same. They've got Snider out there in left field. I mean, the whole outfield is below league average, but Snider is a real problem in left. And the infield is all below league average other than Vic Rodriguez at second base. They do have a decent catcher with McGRIFF, although his arm is below league average. Okay, let's see if we can take advantage of that defense like we did yesterday. There were no errors in yesterday's ball game from either team, but we did have 20 hits, so I think that maybe had something to do with their poor defense, and maybe we could take advantage of that with the B team today. Here we go. Kirk Gibson leading off versus Steve Davis, and a walk to Gibson. That is not how you want to start out the game with Davis. Now, Davis is a lefty, so it's going to be a couple percentage points less for Gibby to steal second. So maybe we let Whitaker hit and run here instead of taking a chance with Gibby. 0-1 count to Whitaker. Hot shot to short. That will get Gibson over. So Gibson in scoring position for Chet Lemon. Lemon had a hell of a game yesterday. He had 2 hits, including a double and a triple, and he walked. So maybe he's breaking out of his funk. We put him in the number 3 spot today. Nope, he's right back in the funk as he strikes out looking. 2 down for Davis. Here is Kenny Smith, second in the American League with 12 home runs right now. He's far behind Kevin Mitchell of the A's. He's got 20 right now as Smith walks. So 2 walks in the first for Davis. And my large adult son, Lance Parrish, comes to the plate. He's batting .164. Somebody had to bat in the 5th spot today. Let's see if we picked the right guy. First pitch swinging. Scorches it to center. And it will be caught by the center fielder Moseby for out number 3. Okay, we go to the bottom of the first. Let's go ahead and do the Blue Jays lineup rundown. Then we'll do the deep dive on Jeff Robinson. Batting leadoff, playing third base, is Denny Gonzalez. Batting second at shortstop is Jeff HUSON. Batting third in left field is Van Snider. Batting cleanup, playing center field is Lloyd Moseby. Batting fifth at second base is Vic Rodriguez. Batting sixth and DHing is Greg LUZINSKI. Batting seventh and catching is Terry McGriff. Batting eighth at first base is Willie UPSHAW. And batting ninth in right field is Ruben AMARO Jr. Okay, let's take a look here at Jeff Robinson. As I mentioned, making the first start of the season. You'll see what he did last year in September call-up duty. Jeff Robinson was a third-round draft pick in 1983 out of Azusa Pacific College in California. I have never heard of that. I had looked it up. Stephen Voigt is probably the most prominent member to go there. There were also some other Major League ball players like Wayne Edwards and Kirk Neuenhuis, who played for the Mets, also went there. So there were several, actually. He led the team in rebounds, the basketball team, in rebounds in 1981, and also was on the 1981 NAIA College World Series team. That's how the Tigers discovered him and made him that draft pick in 1983. In 1987, he made his debut for the Tigers, hence the 1987 rookie baseball card here. On April 12th, his debut, he got the win versus the White Sox, going 7 innings. He went 9-6 that year with a .537, and he pitched in the ALCS versus Minnesota. Of course, the Tigers lost that series. Minnesota went on to win the World Series, I believe. He pitched 1/3 of an inning in relief. In 1988, he had his best year in the majors. At 26 years old, he went 13-6 with a .298 ERA. He led the American League in hits per 9 with 6.3. And at that point, I remember as a kid, I was 15 years old. I'm sorry, that was 1988. Yeah, 88. I was 17 years old. I remember thinking this guy was going to be like a long-time starter for Detroit. Unfortunately, that was around the time the Tigers got really sucky. He took a big turn for the worse in 1989. In 1990, he had more walks than strikeouts. He had 88 walks to 78 Ks. We ended up trading him in 1991 to Baltimore for Mickey Tettleton. That was a good deal for Detroit, as he was out, as Robinson was out of baseball by 1992. Mickey Tettleton went on to be one of our better catchers after the Lance Parrish era. Robinson died in 2014 at age 52 from an undisclosed health issue. So a quick rise and steady fall for Jeff Robinson in his Tigers history. But a guy that I remember well, and I have fond memories of him, and I really wish that somehow he had become what we had hoped as far as a steady starter for our Tigers team. Here in the game, his fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 50% of the time, so it's also 50% of a fly ball pitcher. His splitter is his best pitch, rated in 88. He's also got a fastball rated in 83. Overall, he's rated in 83, and I believe that he had like a 90 rating before we moved him to the rotation. So he just, all of a sudden, the scout team maybe has discovered who he really is. At 22 years old, the right-hander doesn't go to arbitration until 1986. So looking at his skill set, yeah, like another Tiger who just fell right off the table. He was actually rated a 92 or 93, and then we moved him into the rotation, and he falls to an 83. So I don't know what to say about that. Let's take a look at our defense, and we'll get things going here. Pretty solid everywhere, despite having some backups in there. So Baker's playing third, which is okay for him. But we have Jody Reed at short, so he's not at his normal position. That's his first start of the year at shortstop. We do have Lemon in center and Eddie Miller in right. And Ken Smith is making a start at first base instead of the DH position. He did make an error in his last start. Okay, here we go. Denny Gonzalez leading off versus Jeff Robinson. And he throws it right down the middle. What happened? A strikeout. We had a little bit of a delay building the drama, but that's a good start to the season for Robinson. Kane Gonzalez, there's one down. Here we go. Jeff HUSON, back-to-back rookies in the lineup. He's batting .290 with 3 home runs and a ground ball to Baker at third. Baker makes the play. 2 quick outs for Robinson. That will bring up Van Snider. Snider batting .357 with 4 home runs. as it seems like I need a sip of my coffee here, as Snider grounds out to the shortstop Reed. Okay, top of the second. Terry Kennedy leading off against Steve Davis. 1-2 count to Kennedy, and his hot streak continues. He had 4 hits in yesterday's game, and Kennedy leads off the second with a base hit. First hit of the ballgame for either team. Runner on first. Here is Doug Baker. He's a switch hitter. We're going to let him go ahead and just take a cut here. And he strikes out on a check swing. Second K for Davis. Here's Jody Reed. Reed getting a spot start. Batting .333 versus lefties. Pulls it down to third. Will that be a double play? Reed will beat it out. So they get the force at second. Reed on first for Eddie Miller. Miller hitless this season. He's 0 for 7. Keeping that spot warm for Andre Dawson down in Double-A. Come on, let's go. I pushed the button. I don't know why we're having so many delays here, but it'll go when it's ready. Talk amongst yourself. You're thinking. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Oh, man. I thought maybe the game crashed. We don't want that to happen. Okay. And that should do it. There we go. Why are we having delays this morning? I don't know what's going on. It's still thinking about it. There we go. Quick. Just in case. We had this happen one other time this year where we had to be proactive. And I don't know if it's my laptop or if it's maybe I've got too many programs running here, but nonetheless, I'm sure we'll be fine as the game continues to think about it. We go to the bottom of the second inning. We got Lloyd Moseby, Vic Rodriguez, and the Bull, Greg LUZINSKI, coming up. Here we go. Lloyd Moseby, batting .244, 4 home runs. And Robinson strikes him out swinging. Second K for Robinson. There's one down. Next up is Vic Rodriguez. And Rodriguez, another delay. This is frustrating. I have no idea what the deal is. As he flies out to, pops up to shortstop. 2 down. Here is Greg LUZINSKI, the Bull. Out just firing darts. It's so weird that after that offensive output yesterday, the game has really calmed down. I don't think I have anything else open here. I just have the regular old internet and the game. I'm not sure why else I would be having so many delays, but here we go. Top of the third. Gibby leading off. He started the game with a walk. Here he hits a ground ball to second. Lou's average is still over 300, and Whitaker takes another walk. This is something he's doing a lot of this year. He's got a .379 on-base percentage and 18 walks. You can see he's got more walks than strikeouts, and that is not something he typically does. All right. Runner on first. Here's Chet the Jet. Struck out the first time up, hits a ground ball to first. And they do turn 2. A 3-6-3 double play. Lemon killing us today. We go to the bottom of the third. Terry McGRIFF leading off versus Jeff Robinson. McGriff lines it into right field. Oh, the play is made by Eddie Miller. That looked like it was going to get down and get to the wall. Miller was on his horse making the catch. One down. Willie UPSHAW up next. Oh, that one's into the same spot. Miller! Hey, at least he knew where to go to get it. So the Blue Jays are teeing off on Robinson here. They're just not finding a hole. 1-2 count. Ground ball up the middle. Shortstop Reed making the play. And Robinson is looking sharp here through 3. We go to the top of the 4th. No score. Pitcher's duel with Kenny Smith leading off. Smith, a hot shot to short. HUSON boots it. Smith safe on the error by HUSON. Runner on first for PARRISH. I guess we gotta let PARRISH take a cut. 1-2. Oh, he strikes out. Man, you can tell we got the backups in today. This is rough. All right. Kennedy. Let's see. I feel like 67%. That's not good. All right, let's let Kennedy take a cut here. He's got the only hit today. A 1-2 count. Off the end of the bat, he flips it into left field. Van Snider will make the catch. 2 down. That will bring up Dougie Baker. Baker batting .235. He's got a home run. He goes to right field with it. And the right fielder, AMARO Jr. will make the catch. We move on to the bottom of the 4th inning. Both pitchers looking good so far. Here is Denny Gonzalez leading off. A ground ball to second. 1 out. Jeff HUSON steps in. Flips it out to Gibby in left. 2 down. Robinson looking good. Here's Van Snider. And a ground ball up the middle. Good range from Whitaker. And Whitaker makes the play. Holy cow, Robinson pitching a, well, I'm going to say it. He's got a perfect game going through 4. Pretty good, right? Here's Jody Reed leading off. And a base hit to left field, falling in front of Van Snider. Do we want to go for 2? Hell yeah, we do! Jody Reed gets a double. Jody Reed, one time for the Red Sox, led the American League in doubles, I think with like 62 or something. It was something insane like that. That is his 2nd double of the year. Reed in scoring position for the Miller. Miller, we're looking for anything from him. Let's see if we can hit it to the right side at the very least to get Reed over. There we go. Good job by Miller. 0 for 9 on the year now. We're going to go on contact with Gibby up. Gibby's 0 for 1 with a walk. 1-1 count to Gibby. And he pops it up. Oh my goodness. That is exactly what we did not need. Now we're going to rely on Whitaker to break through against Davis here. He's a .256 hitter versus lefties. 2-0 count. And a ground ball to second. That's the only good fielder on the team. And we strand the runner at third. The game remains scoreless. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We've got 4, 5, and 6 due up against Robinson. Let's see how he does here against the tough guys. Moseby, ground ball to second. That's a 10-pitch at bat for Moseby. So he's working Robinson. He's only at 51 pitches after that at bat. 1 down. Here is Vic Rodriguez. Rodriguez hits a grounder to third. And Baker making the play. I guess the bats. Here's Greg LUZINSKI. And there's a base hit to right field. LUZINSKI goes with the curve and shoots it to right. And there goes the no-hitter for Robinson. As if that was actually going to be something that was going to happen today. McGRIFF comes back and ropes it to center for a base hit. So is this what happens? Finally, Robinson gets touched for a couple hits, maybe gives up a run here to Willie UPSHAW. First and third, UPSHAW gets a base hit to center, and it's 1-0. So yeah, the floodgates open. There's nothing we can do about it. You just got to let it happen. He strikes out AMARO. So 3 straight hits. It's 1-0 Toronto. Came through. LUZINSKI, McGRIFF, and UPSHAW. We go to the top of the 6th. Let's see if the Tigers can have a rally here against Steve Davis. A line drive from Lemon, unfortunately, right at the first baseman, UPSHAW, for out number 1. Next up is Kenny Smith, and Smith gets a base hit to left. There we go. Do we want to go for 2? No, it's only a 30% chance. Smith at first. All right, here we go. They got to let Parrish take a cut. He's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. 1-0 count. Oh, no, ground ball to second. Damn it. Second double play for the Blue Jays' weak defense. We go to the top of the 6th. I'm sorry, the bottom of the 6th. Robinson, he has been touched now for a run. So we're going to keep an eye on him now. There's no need to stretch him out here in his first start. Gonzalez pops it up to shortstop. Reed makes the catch. 1 down. Jeff HUSON will strike out. 5 Ks for Robinson. He's not a strikeout pitcher. He's looking good today against the Blue Jay offense. 2 quick outs, and then SNIDER lines it to Gibby and left for out number 3. We go to the top of the 7th inning. 1-0 Toronto. Terry Kennedy will lead off. He's 1 for 2 today. 1-2 count. Hits a high fly ball to Van Snyder in left. Davis looking good today. It is the B team, though. We have to take that into account as Baker lines out. Jody Reed, he's got a double today. Grounds out to second. So a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. Not a lot to look at. I mean, who's the player of the game today? I guess Smith has been on base twice. Jody Reed's got the double. I mean, Jeff Robinson's only given up one run. I guess he could technically be the player of the game. Okay, here we go. Lloyd MOSEBY leading off versus Jeff Robinson. Ground ball in the hole at short. Good job by the defense today. There's 1 out. Here's Vic Rodriguez. Also a ground ball to short. Jeff Robinson is tired at 98 pitches. Let's give him 1 shot to finish off this inning, and then we'll take him out. It's the bull. And the bull goes deep. You mess with the bull, you get the horns. That is his 5th home run on the year. He was the only Blue Jays player that didn't really do anything in yesterday's game. So, Jeff Robinson, a great start. Unfortunately, we're going to take him out with a 2-0 deficit. We're going to bring in Dave Rozema. Rosie's kind of been a good luck charm out of the bullpen. I wouldn't mind just pitch the rest of the game. We are keeping his innings pitch totals down. That's the whole point of this. That's why Robinson is in the ball game. And you can see he's pitched pretty well. If you look at his log, he had to take the hit against Boston where he gave up 6 runs, but he gave up a grand slam in that game, and those were all unearned runs. So I guess maybe it's worse than it looks, but we're going to trust Rosie to give us a couple here. Terry McGriff, 2-1 count. And a ground ball to third. That will do it. A new fielder, Rick MOSEBY, coming in to play left field. That makes sense against with Van Snider out there. So good job by the AI bringing in MOSEBY. Here we go. Eddie Miller leading off versus Steve Davis. Miller flies out to MOSEBY. Ball will find you when you get into the game. One out here in the top of the eighth. We're back to Gibby. Gibby 0 for 2 and a walk. Lines out to right. Two down, and Whitaker strikes out. Fourth K for Steve Davis. We go to the bottom of the eighth inning. Rosie coming out to pitch another. Here's Willie UPSHAW. He's 1 for 2. He's got a ribby. And the ground ball to first. Smith makes the play. One out. AMARO, Nubber. Right back to Rosie. Two quick outs for Rosema. And Gonzalez. Yeah, never makes it easy. A base hit to right. Will this be another two-out rally like back in the fifth? We shall see. We're going to guard the lines. I can't imagine Gonzalez will be stealing. He does have good speed, though. And HUSON hits a line. Oh, a base hit. Infield single. So, yeah, this is where everything gets messed up again. Here's Rick MOSEBY batting 188 versus righties. Just take a look at him here. He's basically a defensive with the outfielder now for Toronto. 2-2 count to MOSEBY. And I don't know what's going on with the game. As it just keeps thinking and more thinking. So frustrating. Thinking and thinking. As long as it doesn't crash, that would be great. I don't know what happened. Something happened. He popped up the second. Okay. All right. We're almost done. If you've stuck this out all the way through, thank you so much for being patient with whatever is going on with my computer today. Let's get it over with. We go to the top of the ninth inning. Lemon has reverted to being a lemon. He is 0 for 4 with a strikeout today. Here's Smith. Only Tiger to reach base twice. He strikes out. 5 Ks for Davis, and it's down to my large adult son. And he gets a home run. So, yeah, I mean, the game does always give you that one run. It doesn't mean anything. We're going to lose this game. A meaningless home run from PARRISH, his second on the year. And then Kennedy will strike out to finish it off. Or a ground ball to first. So, Tigers lose 2-1. A winnable ball game. Unfortunately, we had to go with the backups today. We have to also feel bad for Robinson, who pitched pretty well. So we'll accept that loss. Is there going to be any trade offers today? The game is thinking about it. We'll see if there's any for us, or maybe a trade between some of our opponents as the game continues to calculate. Well, you know, like I maybe I could have, instead of like doing a complete 4-man backup squad going into the game today, maybe I could have just done 2 or 3, no trade offers. But you know, like, it's better to just get it over with in this game. Now we're good for the rest of the series and into the next series. So we'll accept the loss. We are now 1.5 back as Boston has won 4 in a row. Seattle's 2 games up on Oakland. Let's take a look at the National League. Philadelphia 2.5 up on New York. LA now has the edge over Cincinnati. Both teams have won 30 games or more. That's amazing. Okay, let's take a look at the headline news. Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. Red Sox edge Baltimore. Lead is now 1.5. So a couple heavyweights battling it out. All right. Then we have the Indians beating the Twins. All right. That's going to do it. All right. Take a look at transactions. Anything? Yeah, the Penguin retires. Ronce couldn't find a job. Stuck with the Dodgers for, I mean, the whole sim. He's got barely 200 at so that's not great. He was on the Cubs in real life in 1984. And I think he actually was still productive at this point of his career. We do have a free agent signing as Dwayne Murphy, a center fielder who was available to us. I could have chose him instead of Andre Dawson, but I didn't want to pay $100,000. I wanted to pay $60,000. He's as a free agent, and he is on the major league roster. So good for the Twins. I mean, they're a last place team. They got to do something. Let's take a look at the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you for being patient today with whatever was going on with my laptop. I'm not sure what the deal was. I didn't have anything open other than the internet. Maybe my game was updating. I don't know. It's very strange. Nonetheless, we're waiting for it here to get to the box score. Player of the game, I guess we give it to Smith. He did reach base twice. I mean, really not a lot to choose from. I guess we could give it to the rookie, Robinson, who gave up 2 runs in his debut, which is pretty solid against a team like the Blue Jays. We saw what they could do. Robinson will take the loss. He's 0-1. He didn't walk anybody. You know what? Let's give it to Jeff Robinson. 5 strikeouts and 6 2/3. He gave up the home run to the Bull. The Bull touched him for 2 hits. He broke up the no-hitter and scored the first run of the game, and then he hit the home run. So good job by LUZINSKI. Steve Davis gets the win. He's 5-3. Nothing to be proud of, beating the B team. Jody Reed had the double. Lance Parrish had the home run that broke up the shutout. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. That was a junk run. And that's going to do it. We're going to come back tomorrow and play Game 3 of the series. Until then, everyone, have a great day.